Practice English job interview conversations. Dialogue 4. Career changer applying for a digital marketing specialist role.
Hello, I'm Tom, the head of digital marketing at Innovate Tech. Thanks for coming in today.
Hi, Tom. I'm Rachel. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm excited to be here.
Great to meet you, Rachel. Did you have any trouble finding our office?
Not at all. Your directions were very clear and I love the area. It seems very vibrant.
Glad to hear it. So, Rachel, I understand you're making a career transition. Can you tell me about your background?
Of course. I spent the last 8 years in retail management, but I've been actively developing my digital marketing skills over the past 2 years.
Interesting shift. What prompted this career change?
I've always been fascinated by the digital landscape. In my retail role, I saw firsthand the impact of digital marketing on customer behavior.
That's a valuable perspective. How have you been developing your digital marketing skills?
I've completed several online certifications, including Google Analytics and HubSpot's inbound marketing course. I've also been managing social media for a local nonprofit.
That's proactive of you. Can you tell me about a digital marketing campaign you've worked on?
Certainly. For the nonprofit, I ran a social media campaign to increase attendance at a fundraising event.
What was your strategy for that campaign?
I used a mix of organic content and paid ads on Facebook and Instagram, targeting local users interested in our cause.
And what were the results?
We saw a 50% increase in event attendance compared to the previous year, and our social media following grew by 30%.
Those are impressive numbers. How comfortable are you with data analysis and reporting?
I'm proficient in using Google Analytics and Excel for data analysis. In my retail role, I regularly analyze sales data to inform marketing strategies.
That's a transferable skill. This role requires strong writing skills. How would you rate yourself in that area?
I'd say it's one of my strengths. I've written blog posts for the nonprofit and created engaging social media content.
Good to know. Can you tell me about a time when you had to learn a new skill quickly?
When I first started managing the nonprofit's social media, I had to quickly learn how to use various scheduling and analytics tools.
How did you approach that learning curve?
I took advantage of free online tutorials, joined relevant online communities for tips, and practiced daily to build my skills.
That's a great approach. What do you know about Innovate Tech and our products?
I've researched your company, and I'm impressed by your innovative SaaS solutions, particularly your AI-driven customer engagement platform.
You've done your homework. What interests you most about joining our marketing team?
I'm excited about the opportunity to apply my customer-centric approach to digital marketing for cutting-edge tech products.
Speaking of which, how do you stay updated with the latest digital marketing trends?
I follow industry leaders on social media, subscribe to marketing newsletters, and participate in webinars and online workshops regularly.
That's proactive. Where do you see your digital marketing career in 3 years?
I aim to become a well-rounded digital marketer, possibly specializing in content strategy or marketing automation.
Solid goals. What would you say is your biggest strength in terms of digital marketing?
I'd say my customer insight. My retail background gives me a unique perspective on consumer behavior and preferences.
That's valuable. And what's an area where you feel you need to improve?
I'm working on enhancing my technical SEO skills. I've started a course to deepen my knowledge in this area.
That's a good focus. Now, let's talk about compensation. What are your salary expectations?
Given this is a career transition for me, I'm looking at a range of $45,000 to $55,000 annually based on my research for entry-level positions in this field.
That's within our range for this role. Do you have any questions about the position or our company?
Yes, I'm curious about the structure of the marketing team. How many people would I be working with directly?
You'd be part of a 6-person digital marketing team, working closely with content creators, designers, and our product team.
That sounds great. Can you tell me more about the typical projects I might be involved in?
You'd be helping to plan and execute our social media strategies, email marketing campaigns, and assisting with content creation for our blog and website.
That aligns well with my interests. How does Innovate Tech support professional development?
We offer a learning stipend for courses and certifications, and we encourage attending industry conferences.
That's fantastic. What's the next step in the hiring process?
We'll be reviewing candidates over the next week. If selected, you'll have a short practical assignment to showcase your skills.
Thank you for explaining that. Is there anything else you'd like to know about my experience or skills?
I think we've covered the main points. Do you have any final questions for me?
Yes, one last thing. How would you describe the company culture at Innovate Tech?
We're a dynamic, fast-paced environment that values innovation, collaboration, and continuous learning.
That sounds like an exciting place to work. Thank you so much for your time and consideration, Tom.
Thank you, Rachel. It was great meeting you, and we'll be in touch soon with our next steps.
Dialogue 5. Experienced teacher applying for a school principal position.
Good morning. I'm Dr. James Wilson, Superintendent of Oakwood School District. Welcome to our administrative office.
Good morning, Dr. Wilson. I'm Sarah Thompson. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me today.
It's my pleasure, Sarah. I hope you found our office without any trouble.
Not at all. I actually drove by some of the district schools on my way here. They look very well maintained.
Glad to hear that. So, Sarah, could you walk me through your journey in education?
Certainly. I have a master's in education and have been teaching for 15 years, the last 5 as a department head.
That's a solid background. What grades and subjects have you primarily taught?
I've mainly taught high school English, but I've also had experience with middle school language arts and social studies.
Diverse experience. Can you tell me about your leadership style as a department head?
I believe in collaborative leadership. I focus on fostering open communication and empowering teachers to innovate in their classrooms.
That's important. How do you handle conflicts between staff members?
I believe in addressing conflicts promptly and directly. For instance, last year we had a disagreement about curriculum changes.
How did you approach that situation?
I organized a meeting where all parties could voice their concerns. We then worked together to find a compromise that met everyone's needs.
Good approach. What's your philosophy on student discipline?
I believe in restorative justice practices. It's about teaching students to take responsibility for their actions and make amends.
Interesting. How would you implement that on a school-wide level?
I'd start by training staff in restorative practices, then gradually introduce it in classrooms before expanding to the whole school.
That's thoughtful. Now, as principal, you'd be responsible for the school's budget. How comfortable are you with financial management?
In my role as department head, I managed our department's budget. I've also taken courses in educational finance to prepare for an administrative role.
That's proactive. Can you tell me about a time when you had to make a difficult decision as a leader?
Last year, we had to cut an elective program due to budget constraints. It was a popular course, but low enrollment made it unsustainable.
How did you handle that situation?
I met with a teacher and affected students to explain the decision. We then worked to integrate elements of the course into other classes.
That's a thoughtful approach. What do you know about Oakwood School District?
I've researched the district, and I'm impressed by your commitment to technology integration and your above-average test scores.
You've done your homework. What interests you most about becoming a principal in our district?
I'm excited about the opportunity to shape a positive school culture and to implement innovative educational strategies on a larger scale.
Those are important goals. Where do you see yourself professionally in 5 years?
I aim to have established a track record of improving student outcomes and teacher satisfaction, possibly moving towards a district-level position.
Ambitious goals. What would you say is your greatest strength as an educator and leader?
I'd say my ability to build strong relationships with students, teachers, and parents, which I believe is crucial for a positive school environment.
That's valuable. And what's an area where you feel you could improve?
I'm always working on enhancing my skills in data analysis to make more informed decisions about curriculum and instruction.
That's an important area. Now, let's discuss compensation. What are your salary expectations for this role?
Based on my experience and the responsibilities of this position, I'm looking at a range of $90,000 to $110,000 annually.
That's within our range for this position. Do you have any questions about the role or our district?
Yes, I'm curious about the current challenges facing the school where this position is open.
The main challenges are improving math scores and increasing parent involvement. How would you approach these issues?
For math scores, I'd analyze the current curriculum and teaching methods and possibly implement additional support programs. For parent involvement, I'd look at expanding communication channels and creating more opportunities for parents to engage with the school.
Those are good starting points. What's your approach to teacher evaluation and professional development?
I believe in a growth-minded approach to evaluation, coupled with targeted professional development opportunities based on individual teacher needs and school-wide goals.
That aligns with our philosophy. What's your vision for technology use in the classroom?
I see technology as a tool to enhance learning, not replace traditional methods. I'd focus on meaningful integration that supports our curriculum goals.
Well said. What's the next step in the hiring process? We'll be conducting second interviews next week. If selected, you'll also have a meeting with some of our current principals.
Thank you for explaining that. Is there anything else you'd like to know about my experience or educational philosophy?
I think we've covered the main points. Do you have any final questions for me?
Yes, one last thing. How does the district support its principals in terms of professional growth and autonomy?
We offer regular leadership training and give our principals considerable autonomy in running their schools, with support from the district as needed.
That's great to hear. Thank you so much for your time and consideration, Dr. Wilson.
Thank you, Sarah. It was a pleasure meeting you, and we'll be in touch soon about the next steps.
Dialogue 6. Fresh graduate for an entry-level data analyst position.
Good afternoon, I'm Michael, the Senior Data Analyst at Tech Insights. Welcome to our office.
Good afternoon, Michael. I'm Emma. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me today.
It's our pleasure, Emma. How are you finding our office? I hope the security check-in wasn't too cumbersome.
Not at all. The process was smooth, and I must say, your office has a very modern and energetic vibe.
Glad you like it. So, Emma, you're a recent graduate, right? Tell me about your educational background.
Yes, I just graduated last month with a degree in statistics and a minor in computer science from State University.
That's a solid combination. What drew you to the field of data analysis?
I've always been fascinated by the power of data to drive decision-making. My internship last summer really cemented my interest.
Interesting. Can you tell me more about that internship?
Certainly.
I interned at a local marketing firm where I helped analyze customer segmentation data for targeted campaigns.
That's relevant experience. What tools did you use for that analysis?
I primarily used Python for data cleaning and analysis, and Tableau for visualization. I also got some exposure to SQL.
Good set of skills. Can you walk me through a project you worked on during your studies or internship?
Sure. For my final year project, I analyzed social media sentiment data to predict movie box office performance.
That sounds interesting. What were your key findings?
We found a strong correlation between positive pre-release social media sentiment and opening weekend box office numbers.
Interesting. How did you handle the large volume of social media data?
We used Python libraries like NLTK for sentiment analysis and Pandas for data manipulation. We also used cloud computing resources to handle the data volume.
Good approach. Now, this role involves a lot of data visualization. How comfortable are you with creating dashboards?
I'm quite comfortable with Tableau and have some experience with Power BI. I enjoy finding creative ways to present complex data.
That's great. Can you tell me about a time when you had to explain complex data findings to non-technical stakeholders?
During my internship, I had to present customer segmentation results to the marketing team. I used clear visuals and relatable examples to convey the insights.
Good strategy. How do you ensure the accuracy of your analysis?
I always start with thorough data cleaning and validation. I also use cross-validation techniques and consult with team members to verify my findings.
That's a solid approach. What do you know about Tech Insights and our work?
I've researched your company, and I'm impressed by your data-driven solutions for various industries, particularly your work in predictive analytics.
You've done your homework. What interests you most about joining our team?
I'm excited about the opportunity to work on diverse projects and learn from experienced analysts in a fast-paced tech environment.
Where do you see your career in data analysis heading in the next few years?
I aim to become proficient in advanced statistical techniques and machine learning, possibly moving into a data scientist role in the future.
Ambitious goals. What would you say is your greatest strength as a budding data analyst?
I'd say my ability to quickly learn and adapt to new tools and techniques. Technology in this field is always evolving, and I enjoy keeping up with it.
That's a valuable trait. And what's an area where you feel you need to improve?
I'm working on enhancing my skills in big data technologies like Hadoop and Spark. I've started some online courses in these areas.
That's proactive of you. Now, let's talk about compensation. What are your salary expectations for this entry-level role?
Based on my research for entry-level data analyst positions in this area, I'm looking at a range of $50,000 to $60,000 annually.
That's within our range for this position. Do you have any questions about the role or our company?
Yes, I'm curious about the structure of the data team. How many people would I be working with directly?
You'd be part of a team of 6 analysts, working under 2 senior analysts, including myself.
That sounds great. Can you tell me more about the types of projects I might be involved in initially?
Your initial projects would likely involve customer behavior analysis for our e-commerce clients and assisting with our quarterly industry reports.
That aligns well with my interests. How does Tech Insights support professional development for junior analysts?
We offer access to online learning platforms, support for relevant certifications, and pair junior analysts with senior mentors.
That's fantastic. What's the next step in the hiring process?
We'll be reviewing candidates over the next week. If selected, you'll have a technical assessment to showcase your analytical skills.
Thank you for explaining that. Is there anything else you'd like to know about my skills or experience?
I think we've covered the main points. Do you have any final questions for me?
Yes, one last thing. How would you describe the company culture at Tech Insights?
We're a collaborative team that values innovation, continuous learning, and work-life balance. We also have monthly team-building activities.
That sounds like a great environment. Thank you so much for your time and consideration, Michael.
Thank you, Emma. It was a pleasure meeting you, and we'll be in touch soon about the next steps.